Hello young friends, welcome back. In the previous episode, we spoke about success habits. We spoke about creating effective habits, habits which take us towards our goal. We have touched how habits are formed. We discussed the habit of meditation, how our nerves forms circuits, neural circuits, and behavior is formed. So in today's episode, we will move further. What is next? So the next topic, of course, in that trail comes is that how to remove unwanted habits. So today, we have with us an eminent guest, Mr. Ravindra Telang. He is a Heartfulness Trainer and an IAS officer from 1995 batch. He is presently serving as Additional Chief Secretary in the Department of Education and Home in the Government of Sikkim, India. So welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
So just wanted to ask you few questions to take this topic of habits forward. What are those habits which nag, which concerns youth, today's modern youth, where they are struggling, which they would like to remove? I would not call them bad habits per se, but unwanted habits. So what are those kind of habits which the youth would like to remove?
What I feel, of course, everybody has to decide on what they think is wanted and what they think is unwanted, because as a person I may feel that this type of habit is good for me and another type of habit is bad for me. So how do I decide? The first question which comes is, how do I decide as to what is that which I must remove, or what is that which is not wanted in me? So that, I think, is the first decision one has to make. What do I want to get rid of? So that depends upon, first and foremost, as to what is your goal, what is your purpose. And then one has to say that whatever habits I am having, whether it is towards fulfilling those goals or it is taking me backwards. So in general, we all agree that some of the habits are not very healthy. Let us start from the physical realm. So if something makes me unhealthy, everybody wants to be healthy and happy. That is, of course, everybody's goal, I suppose. So let's see what kind of habits make me unhealthy. And then what kinds of habits are promoting my health, good health. Because that is the foundation of happiness. If you do not have a good health, you can't remain happy.
A healthy mind live in a healthy body.
Yeah.
As they say, that we are talking about the 3 big E's. The first E is known as exercise. The second E is called eating habits. The third E is called your emotional habits. We generally give importance to exercise, diet, but very less importance to our emotional habit. And they say that the elephant in the room is emotion. What do you want to say on that? About the emotional habits, those unwanted emotional habits?
I would say that emotions are the necessary part of our existence. We actually feel the life force through our emotions. So all the time, whenever I am trying to feel whether I am feeling good or I am feeling bad or whatever I am feeling, I try to get through that experience through my emotions. So when we form habits which are not productive, when we kind of get entrapped into a pattern of emotions, into a pattern of being, then we stop feeling the freedom. We feel trapped.
So in the previous episode, we spoke about this at length. We said that once a habit loop has been activated through a cue, through a stimulus, then the whole neural circuit is on autopilot. Then it's no longer on your conscious, it's an involuntary behavior, it's a subconscious behavior. There will come a trigger, then there will be a craving, a temptation to fulfill that trigger, which is always within. The temptation is within. And then comes the response, and then comes the reward. And then this loop is whole, repeated again and again ad nauseum. So how can we break this circuit if there is an unwanted tendency and pattern in terms of emotion, in terms of a mental behavior, in terms of a tendency, which is lurking deep down in our subconscious? How can we handle that?
So how do we get into that loop? Of course, as you have mentioned, that there would be a cue, and that there would be a craving, and then there would be a response, and there would be a reward.
Yeah. And then the circuit.
Then the circuit starts again and again. If we go a little deeper down, how this loop is formed. So what happens is that the formation of the loop starts with simple likes and dislikes. We have the tendency to do something which we like again and again. And we have a tendency to be away from something which we do not like.
Which we like to avoid.
Which we like to avoid, yes.
Dislike.
Yeah. So this very simple thing, at what do I like and what do I not like, dislike, they tend to create patterns in our system. So when we are able to kind of be aware of these likes and dislikes, and we are able to not get reactive to whatever likes and dislikes which are trying to guide our behavior through our subconscious emotions. So the key here, I would say, is to become aware of what you like, what you don't like. Likes and dislikes are okay, but when it progresses to the level of obsession and hatred, then it becomes a problem. So how to avoid it? I would suggest this simple method of cleaning, which helps us to be able to get rid of excessive load of emotions on our conscious when we do it in the evening. So whatever is excess, whatever is not required, that we are able to get rid of. Otherwise, if we don't remove it, it keeps on accumulating into our subconscious. It is there in the conscious, tomorrow it will go down into subconscious, day after tomorrow it will further go down and take roots within yours.
And then it will dictate our behavior against our will.
Yes. Yes.
I just came across a very interesting phenomena while going through this Atomic Habits of James Clear. He says that whenever there is a desire, a wish for a particular action, for a particular task, a particular addiction, it is not the task or the action itself that we are chasing, but it is this change of our inner state that we are wanting. In a way, any habit which is going to kick in is a misdirected urge of our soul or whatever word we may use, that life force which is within us, which gives us peace, satisfaction, or happiness, when we are diverted away from that, then any other desire which we want to pursue is a misdirected urge, and we are caught. What do you have to say on this?
Again, I would bring you back to the idea of purpose and goal. Because at the deepest level, all of us want joy. All of us want to be happy. That is the deepest level of our, what should I say, not even a desire. It's our state of being, our natural state of being.
It's the default.
It's a default state. But since we have gone away from that default state, we tend to compensate for that deviation by doing something which we think will adequately compensate that deviation. So we start indulging into things, misidentifying the true purpose or the true aspiration of your inner being, and thinking about that this gap will be filled in by something which is external to me. So I try to start doing those things. So
there was a time when youth were engaged in sports, which is good for your physical health. But there is also a time to invest on meditative exercises, which builds your mental muscle, which builds your moral fiber. And you would like to get into that kind of a gymnasium where your mental muscles are strengthened, where your habits are in a right track towards your goal. So yes, self-awareness comes to help, and especially this heartfulness meditation is a huge help and enabler to keep a check.
I would add to that, because awareness is the key. Awareness is the key as to I should become aware of my own self, my own thought processes. I should become aware of my own likes and dislikes. I should become aware of how do I behave in particular situations. And then I should be able to critically analyze. That I will call as introspection. And see, oh, this is how I am doing, but this is how should I be doing it. When this kind of contemplative practices gives you that extra time or that extra strength to be able to analyze yourself critically and to identify what is good and what is not good for me. That also brings me to a question of balance. Now, without balance, one cannot really enjoy life.
One habit that not only youth but even adults are struggling with, and the corporate people are struggling with, is sleep.
Yes.
In this modern world where people are working 24/7, what do you say? Where to find work-life balance? It seems like pushing too much.
Correct.
This sleep is taking a huge toll on our health. And how can we restore our health? Through sleep, which is one of the most important activities naturally ingrained in our lifestyle and which is being disturbed a lot.
So I would say sleep is the key to your health. Unless and until you have had a good night's sleep, you cannot restore the next day to the same level of energy which you had in the previous day. Because sleep restores your energy. Sleep is kind of charging your battery.
Yes.
So unless and until you charge your battery, you will not be able to sustain the same lifestyle for a longer period of time. So the importance of sleep is critical to good health. Because so many things happen in sleep. Your brain works overnight to sort, in the modern computer age, we have this where the computer is, all the time prioritizing, sorting, setting the files which are not required, setting the files which are priority on the top, that should be on your desktop, other files, organizing the entire structure. So all this organization happens at night when we are asleep. The supercomputer called our brain is organizing our thought process, our priorities, what we want, what should be done. All those things are getting prioritized during night by our brain. So unless and until we give brain that much of time, otherwise all our thinking will become muddled and we are not sleeping properly. So when we are sleeping at night, the cerebrospinal fluid, which is there, which is doing the cleaning of our brain, because brain does not have any blood vessels. So without this cleaning taking at a physical level, our thought process will be muddled. Will not be able to clearly think through things. So sleep is a very, very important aspect of our life.
It is being said also as being the intelligent design of the nature. 8 hours of sleep for adult is recommended. Good sleep.
So just before going to bed, we seek in a state of contemplative mind, slowing down the activity of the brain. We go into a state of contemplation and we seek forgiveness.
And that releases the load.
That releases the big load of guilt which I might be carrying.
Yes. And that clears my conscience.
Yes. And then that prepares me for a good night's sleep. So first is the state of seeking forgiveness. Second is a state of gratitude. I may be grateful for whatever I have in my life and feel that whatever I am getting is much more than what I actually deserve. And that is true for everybody else without, this is true for everybody. And then in that state of seeking forgiveness and a state of emptiness with a heart full of gratitude, when we sleep, the quality of sleep will change.
And as they say that while we sleep, it's our subconscious which is at work. And it's best that the last thought which we put in our subconscious mind is just when we are about to go into sleep. And that is the time we are most suggestible. Your subconscious is most suggestible.
Correct.
What we are putting there is going to germinate in the morning.
Yes. This you have put very beautifully, because at that time, the subconscious is accessible to the conscious.
Yeah, it's
in that state of half sleep when we have calmed down the mind and the night is also fallen. Now we are about to see the subconscious is more open to suggestions.
Just in the previous episode, we have also gone through the principles of heartful living. So some of you would like to revisit it at your own comfort and leisure. One more thing which we would like to discuss here is financial habits. Money is a huge thing, and a lot of our youth want to earn money, but not that everyone knows how to spend money.
Yes.
How to cultivate good financial habit in terms of spending, in terms of earning, in terms of investing, all of that.
Yes. In fact, coincidentally, I just was going through the book called Psychology of Money. And it gives you tremendous amounts of insights on what it is to be rich. Because all of us want to earn money and we want to become rich. And he has delineated certain patterns of rich people who became rich by intelligent investments. Because whenever we talk of money, we must understand that money it does not have a constant value.
Money is not wealth.
Money is not wealth.
Money is not wealth.
Money is not wealth. It's just a mode of transaction.
It's a mode of transaction. It's a barter.
It's a barter.
Yeah.
So the value which we assign to money is dependent on time.
Yes, there is a time value to the money.
Time value to the... Either your money will decay with time or it will grow with time. It depends upon how you make use of your money. So, one good habit is to invest right. And invest not to earn profit or not to earn a quick gain, but to allow it to mature gradually and not allow it to decay. Because if you do not invest, then the inflation, as we all of us know, will eat on your money.
Yes.
So that is one thing. Second thing is that money, I must be able to prioritize what I want to do with my money. Priorities. If I have not prioritized what I want to do with my money, most of my money will go into spendings which I have not planned. Yes. My unplanned expenditure will come into play.
Yes.
If I have not planned my investment and also expenditure.
Yes. So if you do not quantify, put a personal budget, then you are not tracking it properly.
So if you have budget for everything, even for your shopping, even for your necessities, of course, but even for your hobbies. For example, I have a hobby of reading books. So I should say that, okay, I'll purchase one book every month, or this much amount is my budget for purchasing books. Because that is also an investment.
That's a knowledge investment.
That's investment in knowledge.
Knowledge investment.
So planning of your finances is of critical importance.
Yes. We need to measure everything. We need to allocate our budget in every investment that we want to make. And then, if there are certain changes, certain deviations, we can account them.
That also reminds me that everything is a resource, right?
Yes.
Money is a resource. Time is a resource. Health is a resource.
Yes.
So we have to learn to use these resources to our advantage. If we are not able to use these resources to our advantage, at times these resources themselves can become a baggage for us. So if we are not able to, for example, time. Now time is a big resource. Similarly, money. Money is a big resource, right? If I am not able to utilize this resource to enrich me, not enriching only in terms of being more rich in terms of money, but enriching in every sense of...
In terms of wealth, in terms of my self-development,
even becoming a better being, better person, evolution. So I have to use these resources towards becoming better and better every day. And if I don't do it, at times, this can become a bondage. We have seen so many people who are rich, but because of their wealth, they ended up into cultivating certain habits which were not good for them, and eventually losing all their wealth on account of
those habits.
So the wealth, which was supposed to be a resource for going up, became the reason for their downfall.
There was a guidance from the Global Guide of Heartfulness regarding to this.
Yes, what he said was that every fool is a wise person after
the event
has taken place. He can become a wise person after something has happened, and then he can become wise in the hindsight, right?
Yeah, in the hindsight.
But we want to become wise in the foresight.
Yes.
So we should be able to foresee things. And that is the capacity which our contemplative practices gives. It tells us if I am going to make this investment in this particular manner, it might not be a good choice. So if I get that foresight, if I get that forewarning, that is what will help me. So I don't have to rely only on what experts are saying and what is going on. That of course is important. But eventually it is that foresight which will help me in making right decisions.
Right. We also want to say that exercise is also very, very important. Our modern generation, even we ourselves, we are doing our work most of the time sitting. And that is also taking a lot of toll on us. It's increasing our weight. There's a lot of pressure on us, on the heart. And there is no amount of physical activity. How can we cultivate good habits and remove these habits of not be able to put time for physical exercise?
See, exercise is also an investment in your health. If we look at it from that point of view, every minute of exercise is actually adding time to your life. So you are gaining time by doing proper exercises. Most of the time we think that I don't have time to do exercise. Most of the time we think I don't have time to do meditation. But these are all investments which will give you more time. So unless and until we realize this truth, we are not going to invest time into these things. So the necessity for today's youth is to realize this truth, that giving time to yourself, your physical existence, your mental existence, your emotional existence is critical to your being, your happiness, your future. Once we realize this, we'll prioritize.
So first, this realization must come that yes, my physical health is going to buy time to me. It's not a waste of time. Ultimately, it is going to give me a gain.
Yes.
I'm going to cut down on my hospital expenses. So that brings me to one last habit, which is critical nowadays, is addictions. We would not discuss these addictions in categories, but widely there are addictions in which our youth, even adults, have indulged. Addictions of various kinds of drugs, of all sorts of things. How can we get rid of them? How can we just check on them?
So as I had said in the beginning, everything starts with simple things of likes and dislikes.
Yes.
Now, between the like and obsession is a journey.
Yes.
Between dislike and hatred is a journey. Now, we have to see, are we regressing into that journey where my like becomes my obsession, my dislike becomes my hatred? So, this has to be curtailed or regulated at a point that likes and dislikes only remain likes and dislikes. They do not progress towards becoming obsessive forces which guide our behavior. And I would say the practices, contemplative practices, are a vaccine against this regression.
It's an antidote.
It's an antidote to this regression. So that is the key. Now, if we become aware of which stage we are in, then we can even see our progress with our contemplative practices. That am I getting released from the prison of my
Unwanted habits.
Unwanted habits and my obsessions and my hatreds, my prejudices, whether I am getting rid of that.
Great. So that brings us to two critical practices of heartfulness, which are the real antidote The first one among them is heartfulness meditation as a regular habit. The habit of meditation is the first habit, which is the antidote of all the unwanted habits triggering in. For the preventive care, meditation will help. But for the reactive care, once a habit has already been formed, for that, it's the heartfulness cleaning which comes to our help. Heartfulness cleaning is one effective practice which removes those tendencies from its very root. In the Heartfulness Way book written by L.I.G.H.T Patel and Joshua Pollack, he says that there are primal causes and there are proximal causes. So until I have a temptation within me, I will not react to a proximal cause. So if that seed and tendency is not there in me at all, I will not react to it. I will respond. And how are those seeds removed? The seeds are removed through heartfulness cleaning. So thank you very much, sir. So to remove the bad habits, to remove the unwanted habits, we have a practice called heartfulness cleaning, which you can practice every day. Once your day's work is over, you can practice it for 20 to 30 minutes. You can start from 10 minutes. So you will be guided for heartfulness cleaning. Follow the instructions and stay tuned.
Sit in a comfortable position with the intention to remove all the impressions accumulated during the day. Sit comfortably and close your eyes softly and gently. Imagine that all impurities and complexities in your body are moving to the back of your upper body. Now imagine that the impurities and complexities are starting to flow out as smoke from the back of your upper body, beginning with the back of your head. They are slowly moving out from the back of your head and from the back of your neck in the form of smoke. The impurities and complexities are also now leaving from the back of your shoulders. They are flowing out as smoke. And now from your upper back. And lower back. From the back of your entire upper body, impurities and complexities are flowing out as smoke. From the back of your entire upper body, impurities and complexities are flowing out as smoke. Gently accelerate this process. Accelerate the flow from the back of your head and from the back of your neck. Imagine the complexities and impurities flowing out faster from the back of your shoulders, from your upper back, and your lower back. From the back of your entire upper body, impurities and complexities are flowing out as smoke. Imagine that the flow of smoke is getting faster. All impurities and complexities are leaving your body in the form of smoke from the back of your head, from the back of your neck, from the back of your shoulders, your upper back and lower back. From your entire upper body, impurities and complexities are flowing out as smoke. From the back of your entire upper body, impurities and complexities are flowing out as smoke. This process is getting faster and faster. All impurities and complexities are leaving your body in the form of smoke from the back of your head, from the back of your neck, from the back of your shoulders, your upper back, and lower back. Feel yourself getting lighter as the impurities are leaving your system. Imagine that the flow of smoke is gently tapering off. Feel that all impurities and complexities have now left your body. We are now ready to begin the second part of the process. Imagine a current of purity coming from the source of all creation and entering your heart from in front. This current is flowing into your heart and spreading throughout your system. Every particle is getting saturated in it. Imagine every particle of your body is emanating lightness and simplicity. Imagine yourself returning to a more balanced state. Now gently open your eyes.